At midnight, fireworks tear open the sky, people scream, hug, cry, promise change, swear this year will be different, but somewhere else, someone is asleep. No countdown, no champagne, no new year, new me, just another quiet night. And the question is why? What kind of mind looks at one of the biggest celebrations on Earth and feels nothing special at all? Tonight, we explore the psychology of people who treat New Year like a normal day. Every culture marks time, birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, but New Year is different because it doesn't celebrate an event, it celebrates a concept, a number changing. And not everyone believes numbers deserve emotions. Some people are quiet celebrators. They don't go out, don't dress up, don't count down from 10. But silence doesn't mean emptiness. Their idea of a perfect New Year is comfort, a familiar show, a game they've played 100 times, the same piece they protect every weekend. Psychologically, these people value emotional regulation over emotional intensity. They don't chase excitement, they manage energy, and they understand something most people don't. Joy doesn't have to be dramatic to be real. For them, celebration isn't about marking time. It's about preserving calm in a world that constantly demands more noise, more happiness, more proof. So they quietly choose enough. Then there are people for whom time has blurred. They don't ignore New Year, they simply don't notice it. Days blend together, weeks collapse, months feel identical under work pressure, financial stress, mental load. Their brain is in survival mode, not celebration mode. And psychologically, when the mind is overwhelmed, it stops tracking symbolic events. Time becomes functional, not emotional. New Year requires reflection, reflection requires mental space, and they don't have that space. They're not ungrateful, they're exhausted, and when midnight passes, nothing clicks, because their mind has been fighting fires all year. Tomorrow just starts early. Then there are the invisible lonely. People who don't treat New Year like a normal day by choice, but because the alternative hurts too much. No close friends, no invitations, no place to go when the clock approaches midnight. New Year becomes exposure. One of the most socially comparative moments of the year, forcing public measurement. Stories, photos, countdowns. Everyone seems surrounded. Everyone seems wanted. And for the lonely, this creates a quiet pain. Social confirmation of absence. So they withdraw, redefining the night as ordinary as a survival strategy, because removing meaning reduces damage. They may stay home, sleep early, watch something familiar, scroll without engaging, not because they don't care, but because caring would mean acknowledging what's missing. Deep down, they aren't rejecting celebration. They're protecting themselves from disappointment. Then there are the wounded passers, people whose year didn't end, it damaged them. Loss of a job, loss of stability, loss of someone they loved, or loss of who they used to be. When a year is filled with pain, celebrating its end feels wrong, almost disrespectful. Psychologically, celebration requires emotional safety, and their pain hasn't settled yet, so they stay honest. No fake optimism, no forced hope, just continuation. Healing doesn't obey dates. Survival looks quiet. Strength sometimes looks like moving forward without applause. And then there are introverted observers, often misunderstood as cold or antisocial, when introversion is really about how stimulation is processed. New Year is sensory overload, loud music, crowded rooms, forced enthusiasm, and for an introverted nervous system, this isn't joy, it's exhaustion. They don't need the calendar to reflect. They already do it privately. Their inner world doesn't shift dramatically at midnight, so their behavior doesn't either. Growth for them isn't fireworks, it's clarity. So the question returns softly. Who were you? The one protecting calm, the one overwhelmed by survival, the one who stayed home because being seen felt heavier than being alone, the one watching noise from a distance, or the one carrying wounds time hasn't finished touching yet. If one of these felt familiar, say it, because understanding begins with naming. Zoom out now. On one side, crowds and countdowns. On the other, quiet rooms and dim lights. And both are human. Celebrators aren't fake. For some, celebration is survival. For others, it's fuel. But those who treat New Year like a normal day aren't empty or bitter. They have a different relationship with time. They don't trust resets without effort, don't outsource meaning to calendars, and that discomforts people because it challenges the idea that everyone should feel the same thing at the same moment. Life isn't fair with timing. Some end the year healed, others barely standing, so choosing neutrality can be an act of honesty. Fireworks fade in minutes, habits don't.